Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Dekara Zara and I'm from UIN Syarif Hidayatullah, Jakarta. Okay, today we are going to talk about participles, specifically present and past participle. Alright, before we come to our main material, let's first understand our learning objective for today. By the end of this video, you should be able to first understand the difference between present and past participles. We will break down the unique characteristic of each type of participle. Second, identify participles in a reading text. Third, learn how participles modify nouns or form verb tenses. Fourth, analyze participle phrases in context. Participles rarely come alone, so we will learn how these phrases work within a sentence. And finally, of course, we will practice using participles. Okay, let's move to the next material. Okay, we move to present and past participle. Let's start with a fundamental question. What exactly is a participle? Okay, simply put, a participle is a form of a verb that can fulfill to me very flexible roles in a sentence. It can function as an adjective, modifies a noun, so it describes a noun, or it can be a part of a verb tense, so it can helping to form continuous or perfect tenses. These are two main types of participles you need to know. So the first is the present participle. Okay, it always ends in ing. For example, running, singing, sleeping, and the second is the past participle. Its form is a bit more varied. It commonly ends in ed, but many also end in and or even have irregular forms. Examples: written, broken, seen, or gone. Okay, let's look at the example on the slide. Designed to improve accuracy and speed. The word designed here is a past participle. It's not the main verb here, but rather functions like an adjective, describing something that has been designed. Understand so far? Okay, let's clarify the characteristic of each participle, making it even easier for us to identify them. Okay, for the present participle, remember it ends in ing. So if you see a verb ending in, first suspect if it's a present participle or a gerund. Okay, we will discuss the difference later. It describes ongoing actions or states. For example, if I say a burning house, it means the house is currently burning. The action of burning is ongoing, okay? And it can act as an adjective or be used in continuous tenses. Next, for the past participle, its endings can be ed, en, or irregular. This is the third form of the verb, okay, verb 3, that we often see in dictionaries. It describes completed actions or stats. For example, a broken fast means the fast has already broken. The action of breaking is complete, and it can act as an adjective or be used in a perfect tenses or the passive voice. So the key difference in their endings and the meaning they convey. Ing for ongoing or active, and ed or irregular for completed or passive. Okay, we move to the next material. Now, let's see in a concrete terms how these participles actually work within a sentence. Okay, pay attention to the examples on this slide. Present participle as an adjective. The shining sun warmed the air. Look at the word shining. It ends in ing. Is it the main verb? No, it describes the sun that is shining. Okay, the sun is actively shining. The action of shining is ongoing. So here, shining functions as an adjective. In continuous tenses. She is reading a book. Here, reading also ends in ing, but it doesn't stand alone. It's preceded by is, forming the present continuous tense. This indicates that the action of reading is currently ongoing. So, here reading is a part of a verb tense. Okay, next, as a gerund, swimming is good exercise. No, this is a bit tricky. Swimming also ends in ing, but look at its function in the sentence. Is it describing something or part of a verb tense? No, it's the subject of the sentence functioning as a noun. When an ing form functions as a noun, it's called a gerund. So even though the form is the same as a present participle, its function is different. For our focus today we will mainly discuss participles as adjective or part of verb tenses. Okay, we will move to a past participle. First, as an adjective, the written report was submitted. Written is the past participle of write. It describes the report that has been written. Its meaning is passive or completed. So, written here is an adjective. Next, in perfect tenses, they have finished the project. Here, finished is the past participle of finish. It's preceded by have, forming the present perfect tense. This indicates that the action of finishing has occurred in the past and has a connection to the present. Next, in passive voice, the cake was baked by my mom. Baked is the past participle of bake. It's preceded by was, forming the passive voice. This indicates that the subject, the cake, is the one receiving the action, not performing it. The cake was baked. It's important to remember that the sentence context highly determines the function of an ing or ed or irregular form. Okay, let's next to the next material. We can also see participles within verbal and nominal sentences. This is just another way to categorize participle usage. Okay. Verbal sentences. Characteristic. This sentence contains a clear main verb, and the participle here usually becomes part of the verb tense. Example, they were operating under strict deadlines. Here, the main verb is were operating, which is the past continuous tense. Operating is a present participle that is part of that verb tense. So, this is a verbal sentence. Next, nominal sentences. Characteristic. In nominal sentences, the participle typically functions as an adjective, and it's often used with linking verbs like is, am, are, was, were. Example, the hosted platform offers flexibility. The word hosted is the past participle of host. Here, it directly describes platform. It's not part of a verb tense like is hosting or has hosted. It functions as an adjective directly in front of the noun, the hosted platform. So, the difference is simple. In formal sentences, the participle is part of the main verb tense. In nominal sentences, the participle functions like an adjective describing a noun. Okay, next. Alright, now we move on to something slightly more complex but very common in academic or formal writing, participial phrases. What is a participial phrase? It's a group of words starting with a participle, either a present or past participle. This phrase can also include modifiers, adverbs, or other phrases that explain the participle or objects, the object of the action performed by the participle. Its main function. The entire phrase as a whole functions as an adjective. This means it will describe or provide additional information about a noun or pronoun in the main clause. Position. These participial phrases are quite flexible. They can appear before the noun they describe or after it. Okay, let's look at the examples. Operating in a highly competitive environment, companies rely on data. The phrase operating in a highly competitive environment starts with the present participle operating. This entire phrase describes companies who is operating in a highly competitive environment. The companies. Okay, next, the data processed in real time provides valuable insight. Okay, the phrase processed in real time starts with the past participle processed. This phrase describes the data. What kind of data? The data that is processed in real time. Okay. It's crucial to remember that participle phrase always explains a noun or pronoun in the main sentence. If it doesn't, it could be a duly participle, and that's a grammatical error. Okay, next. Okay, let's look. We have various common sentence structures. Okay, we have continuous tense. This system is improving its performance. Here, improving is a present participle combined with the linking verb is. It forms the present continuous tense. This means the system's performance is currently increasing. Okay, we have passive voice too. The data was encrypted. Encrypted is a past participle combined with the linking verb was. It forms the passive voice. This means the data was encrypted. The emphasis is on the data receiving the action. Next, adjective function. The stored files are secure. Here, stored is a past participle. It directly describes files, the files that are stored. This functions purely as an adjective, not part of a verb tense. Next, perfect tense. They have completed the setup. Completed is a past participle combined with the auxiliary verb have. It forms the the present perfect tense. This means they have finished the setup. So, participles are very versatile and frequently appear in various sentence construction, aren't they? Ah, look, we have a reading text here. Okay, let's take a look first. Maybe we can pause the video first. Okay, I already read all the reading text. And what about you guys? How is that? Are you starting to see the patterns and distinguish their functions within the real sentence now? Maybe we can not try to analyze the text. Okay, alright. To test our understanding, let's analyze one example from the text we just read. Okay, here's the sentence. Operating across various departments, modern systems allow users to access data in real time, reducing delays and increasing efficiency. Okay, let's answer this question together. What is the subject, predicate, and object? Remember, the subject is who or what performs the main action. The predicate is the main action and everything that follows it. The object is what receives the action. Okay, in this sentence the subject is modern systems, the predicate is allow users to access data in real time, reducing delays and increasing efficiency. This is the entire part containing the main verb allow and its complements. Okay, next the objects are users who are allowed and data what the users access. Okay, 2. Which part is the participle phrase? What does it describe? The participle phrase here is operating across various departments. This phrase starts with the present participle, operating. Okay, this phrase describes modern system. It means these modern systems are the one operating across various departments. 3. Identify two more participles and explain their function. Okay. We have reducing and increasing at the end of the sentence. Both are present participles. Their function, they are part of a longer participle phrase that explains the consequence or result, the preceding action, the system allowing real-time data access. So, real-time access reduces delays and increases efficiency. They provide additional information about how the system works. Okay, how is that? Does this analysis help you to see how participles and participle phrases work within complex sentences? Pretty cool, right? Okay, guys, we're already at the end of the video. Thank you so much for your attention, and I want to say see you next time. Goodbye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.